prepare for liftoff.
Hello football fans and welcome back to this great Wednesday of football where we have 5 matches. Yes, you heard correct, 5 matches for you to watch tonight. 4 of them kick off at the same time, so if you want to see any of the other ones, once you're done with this video, just hop on to my channel and see the other 3. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this match. And we're now at Old Trafford where the fight for that 4th place position is heating up. We have 5th place Man United versus 8th place Sheffield United. There's only a few points separating these two teams and it's about who wants it more. Man United are within a few points of Chelsea, but they're falling behind and they need this victory. Where Sheffield United, if they want to get on level points with Man United or just go ahead of them, they're going to have to win this match. So can they do it? Who's going to come out on top? Sheffield were beaten badly by Newcastle and Man United drew against Tottenham and they looked very energetic in that match. Sheffield looked at odds ends, they didn't know what they were doing on the field. And it showed with their 3-0 loss. Who's going to light up this match for us? Is it going to be our favourite new player, Bruno Fernandes? Is it going to be Marcus Rashford if he's playing? Who's going to do it? Is it going to be McBurney? A lot of questions to be answered here. Can this Man United team impress and show that they have the fight in them to get back into that Champions League position and contend next season? De Gea, who has had a few mistakes recently, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Fred and Matic in midfield, Mason Greenwood on the wing with Fernandes and Dan James, with Anthony Martial leading the line. Obviously that hasn't been updated yet. Dean Henderson shouldn't be playing. Baldock, Basham, Egan, O'Connell, Stevens, Burge, Norwood, Fleck, McBurney and Sharp. I mean, obviously FIFA doesn't update this often enough because Henderson shouldn't be playing against Man United because he's a loanee. Paul Pogba's back, he's fit, he played a few minutes in the last match. Rashford's fully fit, so a few things that they haven't added yet that could change the game. But let's see how it plays out anyway. Matic on the ball, Fernandes. He's been brilliant since joining. That was a horrible ball there by Dan James. McBurney on the ball, Fleck. Fleck to Stevens, Fleck. Back to Stevens. Stevens with the ball very, very wide. That was a very long cross and it went nearly out by the touchline. Maguire with the clearance, James. James with another poor pass. Early on in the match, that's 2 passes that have gone wayward. Baldock. McBurney! Wow. That should be 1-0 Sheffield United. McBurney with a very near attempt. You don't get many attempts here at Old Trafford, so when you do, you need to take them. And with De Gea not being in his greatest form, with more mistakes creeping into his game, you need to hit that target at least. Shaw to Matic. Matic goes wide to James. Back to Shaw. Maguire back to Shaw. Lindelof. They're playing it at the back. Yeah, they need to go forward. Fernandes. James. Matic. Fernandes. Martial. Fred back to Martial. What can Martial do? Martial's another man that I feel like's in the wrong position. He should be playing on a wing. He's not really an out and out striker. But Rashford likes cutting in from the left side when he is fit. So I mean, maybe Man United need to find a new striker. but they've got Mason Greenwood as well, who can play off that right side, so it makes it very difficult for them. But Mason Greenwood is an out-and-out striker, and Rashford can be an out-and-out striker, but he prefers coming in from the wing. So maybe that is an acquisition Man United should be looking at in the transfer window. But are there going to be strikers available? Who's going to be available? Are teams going to be willing to let their players go? Just thoughts here. Fred. Martial. And it doesn't reach Martial. Norwood on the ball. Burge. And the ball is lost. Bissaka. Bissaka's been a solid one-on-one defender. Just needs to add crossing to his game and he'll be the complete right wing back. Matic on the ball now. Fred. Matic. James on the ball. Matic. Fred. To Shaw. And it's out for Man United throw-in. Close to the box. James. Shaw. Back to James. What can James do? Yeah, he's got the pace to beat his man. He's a very fast player. No one in the centre there. That's what I'm referring to. You need that goal poacher. Someone who's going to be willing to try find space in the box. Martial's more of a pretty player with beautiful dribbling and looks for the perfect goal. You need someone who's willing to put their head in. Take a shot to the face to win a ball in the box. Baldock. Basham. I mean, let's talk about the Sheffield United team. They've done very well this season. No one expected this of them, and look at them sitting there so close to a Champions League position. So they, like I say, they also have everything to fight for. Weak header there by Maguire. Greenwood. Bissaka. That's something he likes doing, is cutting back, because he doesn't really get those balls into the box often enough. It's like he lacks the confidence or ability to do it. So it's definitely something he should be working on in the training ground. Fleck getting fouled there. Sharp. Fleck. Stevens. Stevens spreads it into midfield for Norwood. Back to Stevens, and Wan-Bissaka wins that one. Maguire. Greenwood. Greenwood's got the pace here to beat his man. Can he find someone? Ball's too deep there for anyone. It's asking a lot for James to win a header, as he is one of the shortest men in the Premier League. McBurney, Sharp, Burge. McBurney here. What's he going to do with this ball? Gives it to Stevens. McBurney is a man you want in the box. Maguire comes out for the defensive work there, but a poor pass from Greenwood. Wan-Bissaka. Fred. Martial's not making any runs, and where's the defense for Fred? That's it for the first half, and it ends 0-0. Nothing really to shout to the rafters about. It's been a boring match, not many attempts. Burnley should have scored probably, but it's a slow day in the office for everyone. And we're back here at Old Trafford for our second half. Man United were dominating the possession with nearly 60% of it, but the shots, that's what's been lacking. We had the very weak header by Maguire, McBurney getting a shot wide, which he should have been getting on target. So hopefully Man United can break through here. It's something they struggled with teams that have been more defensive this season. They don't have that creativity to break through, but that's why they bought Fernandes. For this exact reason, to break down teams that like defending deep and that make the field very compressed. Baldock. Baldock easily gets past Shaw. Baldock with the ball in. Goes back to De Gea. Bissaka. Lindelof. Back to De Gea. Goes to Shaw here. What can Matic do? Matic is still... They got two players that are very defensive, so... That's why Man United's a difficult team to break down. And we saw that before the 3-month break. They were 9 clean sheets in 11 matches. Obviously they came back, and that Bergwijn goal showed our defensive weaknesses, with Maguire not being able to react in time. De Gea with a... You have to say mistake, because you should be keeping those out. Let's see what Mossad can do. Man United win it. Matic easily won that ball. Lindelof. Fred. Greenwood. Greenwood to Fernandes. Greenwood back to Fernandes, but he's in a cul-de-sac there of 3 Sheffield United players around him. That seems to be the trend here. Man United can't get through. There's always Sheffield United covering and putting pressure on them. That's great work by Sheffield. Norwood, Stevens, back to Egan. And Fernandes wins it. But yet again, look how many players are quickly surrounding him. He doesn't have time on the ball that he'd appreciate. Man United have pace, so they like breaking on the counter, but when they play against teams like this that sit deep, it's hard for them to break on the counter. And then their creativity gets flushed out by the quick press. Fred spreads it for Greenwood. And Greenwood loses possession. Fred again on the ball. Matic, Fred, Fernandes, Bissaka, Greenwood. Greenwood goes into the middle of the park to Matic. And it's cut out here by Sheffield. Don't know why I said Burnley. Fred, Matic, Martial with the poor attempt at doing some trickery there and twisting and turning. Burge, McBurney, Burge, wide to Baldock. Can Baldock get past Shaw? Yes, he can. And it's out for another throw-in for Sheffield United. Matic coming off, McTominay adding that energy to midfield. Good defensively, but he adds a lot of industry. Lundstrom on. Baldock. Lindelof. Bissaka. Fernandes. James, who really hasn't done much except for get the ball in his own half. James, Fred, McTominay, Fred, Fernandes. Ooh, can he get it? Yes, he can get the ball, but the ball back, no one was there. Fred, Shaw. Shaw with a little bit of room here to put the cross in, and he doesn't put in a decent one. McBurge. Five minutes left here, and this is looking like it's going to be a stalemate. Basham, Egan, Norwood here, forward to Lundstrom. Straight into the Man United player. Poor ball. Bissaka, Maguire. What can Fernandes do? He hasn't been able to work his magic this match, but maybe he can. Shaw. James. Basham, Baldock. Maguire gets that out. Fred flicks it up. Brilliant trickery there. Martial. McTominay tries the back heel, but it comes to nothing. Egan, Norwood, Lindstrom, and that's it. The match has ended in a 0-0 draw. It was very poor to watch. There wasn't many attempts, and this is not what you expect from either of these teams who have been doing decently this season. Man United had nothing, and they should have put the pressure on. It's their home ground. Yes, they don't have the crowd to cheer them on, but they should be winning this. And Sheffield United, this was a chance for them to get close to that, or above Man United, and put pressure on Chelsea. And there was the opportunity they should have scored. And just like that, the match is over. If you want to see what happened with the other 3 matches, it'll be in my video feed, so just go jump onto my channel and they'll be there for you to watch. If you don't want to do that and you want to watch the match that kicks off a bit later, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you can get notified when that video goes live. And then you can see Liverpool probably dominate Crystal Palace. But until then, don't forget to comment, like, and like I said, subscribe. Until then, peace.